Hi, my name is Hishan. My final year project title is the impact of mobility patterns on COVID-19 in Malaysia. At the beginning, I would like to introduce my report of the background. Um, After Malaysia's first report of COVID-19 spread to every state, during this period, Malaysia's response to COVID-19 was highly frequent and the instructions issued by the state and the local officials of the home quarantine were implementing a varying degrees. The lack of the centralized police and the timeline campaign with the complex dynamics of population movement and the intensity of the local changes in the outbreak has made it leap to assess the impact of logistical social distance and the spread of COVID-19 in Malaysia. Next is the problem statement. First is different movement control orders. MCO, CMCO, RMCO have different effects on the spread of COVID-19. Second, where COVID-19 is the increase in the number of confirmed cases due to the increase in population movement. Overall, this study admits to fear in the gaps by explaining the level of mobility patterns and the different movement control orders and the impact of these variables on COVID-19. The objective of this study will be fourfold. First, to study the underlying matching between mobility patterns and the COVID-19 to vision the feasibility of the controlling population movement to reduce infecting, to explain the impact of different movement control orders on COVID-19 and control the quantity of the transmission to identify the confidence and the different movement control orders. And here are some definitions of the mobility patterns and the growth rate. And for this research limitation, we assume COVID-19 in Malaysia has maintained the same transmission rate and the virus has not mutated, and the Malaysians have the same immunity. And we got some little review paper. First of all, the finding shows that the mobility patterns were strongly correctly with the decreased COVID-19 cases growth rates for the most affected countries in USA. And the next paper found that by tracking user mobile phone logos, internet search, and other tracks, and combined with the traditional detection system, more accurate reflection can be constructed in graph prediction model. Here's the framework of this study and the methodology for the data collection. Mobility patterns research from the Google Mobility Data COVID-19 cases from the Johns Hopkins University Center. And for the data analyst, first calculate the growth rate for every day and the influence of MCO, CMCO, RMCO, and the mobility data confidence, influence of MCO, CMCO, RMCO, and the GR confidence, the effect of the growth rate and the movement confidence. And we got some results. The result from the result of the effects of the growth rate and the movement control orders, except for the resident result and the workplace confidence are the luckiest. And for the from the result of the MCO, CMCO, and OFCO had mobility data confidence for each area. The decrease in population movement during MCO was more effective than MCO and the RMCO, with parks and the transmit most affected by the movement control orders. And from the result of MCO, CMCO, RMCO, and the GR confidence under the movement control order, the mobility patterns of return is most affected, but to the COVID-19 growth rate. And our analysis shows that the flow patterns is closely related to the decrease in the growth of COVID-19 cases. In addition, the MCO has the greatest impact on population mobility compared to the other two movement control orders due to the changes in the mobility patterns. Under the assumption that the virus transmission rate remains unchanged, it's unlikely that the spread of COVID-19 will be detected within 15 days up to 3 weeks, which is considered with the increasing time of the several actual respiratory sensory cameras to plus the extra time for the reporting. We also showed the evidence that behavior changes in many states in the Malaysia had begun a few weeks before the implementation of the state or the local level home police, which means that the individuals are exposed to apply public health directly to the mountain social distance, the price bearing policy information. In conclusion, the study strongly supports the role of the social distance as an effective way to alleviate COVID-19 transmission in Malaysia. Until COVID-19 variation is widely used, social distance will remain one of the main missions to combat the spread of the decrease. These findings should help the support more timely policy development around the future of Malaysian social distance. Here is some reference for this report, and thank you for your listening. That's all from me. Thank you.